Miko Yotsuya starts observing various occurrences, like dogs barking at nothing and a handprint on her mirror. While at school, she encounters her friend Hana Yurikawa and a red-eyed girl from another class who nearly approaches her but decides against it. Later, Miko realizes that her charm has gone missing, prompting her to return to school in search of it. During her search, she witnesses a mist in the shape of a human, which promptly disappears. Subsequently, while waiting at a rain-soaked bus stop, a horrifying apparition of an old, decaying woman materializes and demands to know if Miko can perceive her presence. Despite feeling terrified, Miko feigns ignorance, causing the ghost to eventually vanish. Upon returning home and preparing for bed, Miko encounters the ghost of a man in her bathroom, who leans against the mirror, elucidating the handprint she had noticed earlier. The man also seeks confirmation of Miko's ability to see him, but she successfully ignores him until he fades away. Trying to ward off spirits, Miko places salt in her room before attempting to sleep, only to realize that the salt is ineffective as the man reappears, resting his head on her stomach. The following day at school, Miko tearfully recognizes the ghost of a deceased student, finally comprehending that she has not been dreaming. She truly has the ability to see ghosts. Miko's encounters with ghosts begin at school, starting with a ghostly schoolgirl wandering through the halls, followed by a disembodied head haunting the locker room. Subsequently, she witnesses a ghost groping Hana, and despite her attempts, Miko fails to rid them of the ghost until it notices the more attractive school nurse and redirects its attention towards her. Once school is over, Miko and Hana set out to purchase pastries, but Miko gets distracted by her phone and inadvertently finds herself in a line of ghosts queuing up to be devoured by a much larger ghost. After buying the pastries, the two friends stumble upon an abandoned kitten being stared at by a ghost. Hana posts a message on social media seeking someone to adopt the kitten. Shortly after, two men arrive, one handsome and young, the other bearing intimidating scars. Miko notices the handsome man surrounded by malevolent cat spirits, prompting her to entrust the kitten to the scarred man, who is protected by two benevolent cat spirits with two tails. Gratefully, the scarred man accepts the kitten and brings it home, where it is revealed that his scars resulted from previous encounters with cats. He lovingly cares for the kitten, while the spirits of his late wife and his previously owned cats watch over him. Miko sets off to meet Hana at a cafe but finds herself plagued by a talkative ghost during the bus ride. Upon reaching the cafe, she notices a handsome young man, who is haunted by the spirit of an overly possessive and jealous woman. Miko must discreetly convince the ghost that she has no romantic interest in the man. As Hana arrives, Miko realizes that the handsome man is in a relationship with a woman who is tormented by numerous spirits of jealous and clingy men, creating the impression that they are both unfaithful partners. Seeking a solution, Miko purchases some prayer beads in an attempt to ward off the ghosts. Although the beads initially prove effective, they immediately break when she encounters a much more powerful ghost. Witnessing the failure of Miko's prayer beads, Hana decides to take her to a local fortune teller known as the Godmother. Initially, the Godmother tests Miko with an inexpensive prayer bead as part of a scam, but quickly realizes that Miko is haunted when the bead shatters and she discerns the faint outline of a ghost behind her. Furthermore, the Godmother notices that Hana emanates a potent energy aura, which protects her from ghosts, but also attracts their attention. In an effort to assist Miko, the Godmother bestows upon her the most potent prayer beads she possesses. However, even these beads eventually break. Frustrated by the futile attempts with prayer beads, Miko decides to abandon their use. As a result of her encounter with Miko, the Godmother, whose actual name is Mitsu Takeda, chooses to retire from fortune-telling and relocate to the countryside to live with her son. Miko grapples with her ability to see ghosts, encountering them not only in bookstores, but also near vending machines. While out shopping with Hana, she acquires a special seasonal chestnut pudding. Meanwhile, Miko's brother, Kyosuke, becomes suspicious of her peculiar behavior and begins to suspect that she is involved in an abusive relationship with a boyfriend. Determined to protect Miko, Kyosuke secretly follows her, unaware of the ghosts that haunt her. Later that night, when Miko spots a ghost in her bathroom, she welcomes Kyosuke, who happens to be nearby, and is embarrassed to join her for a bath in order to create the appearance of warding off the ghost. Kyosuke, finding no evidence of hickeys on her body, becomes more at ease when Miko assures him that she does not have a boyfriend. The following day, while Miko attempts to have breakfast with her family, a large ghost materializes around them. Excusing herself, she places the chestnut pudding on her father's memorial altar. It is then revealed that Miko's father has been a ghost all along. He apologizes for having eaten her pudding last year without permission, an act he was never able to rectify before his untimely death in an accident. Finding solace in the closure she has now achieved with her father, Miko feels a sense of happiness. In an after-credits scene, it is revealed that she can now perceive ghosts through television broadcasts as well. Miko's fellow student, Yuria Nigurato, is astonished to discover that Mitsu, also known as the godmother, has closed down her shop as Yuria had aspirations of becoming her apprentice. It is revealed that Yuria has been able to see ghosts since childhood and dreams of becoming a fortune teller and exorcist herself. Yuria learns that Miko was the last person Mitsu had served and witnesses Miko evading a ghost. At school, Yuria confronts Miko, confessing her own ability to see ghosts, but Miko stubbornly denies it. However, it becomes apparent that the more powerful ghosts Miko can perceive remain invisible to Yuria. Yuria's boastful claims about her abilities attract the attention of a nearby ghost. To protect herself and Yuria, Miko is compelled to subdue and render Yuria unconscious. Yuria regains consciousness in the nurse's office, where Miko apologizes to her. However, Yuria misinterprets Miko's words as a threat, believing Miko wants her to stay away. Later that night, on her way home from school, Miko encounters an elderly woman suffering from memory loss. Miko escorts her to her residence, but a persistent ghost near the woman's home repeatedly whispers the numbers 4,631 inches to Miko. Miko shows the numbers to the old woman, who uses them to unlock a safe containing a special hair comb from her husband. After placing the comb in her hair, the old woman's memories are restored. Grateful, the ghost of her husband expresses his gratitude to Miko before willingly allowing himself to be consumed by a larger ghost. While Miko and Hana are returning from a pastry shop, Miko catches sight of an enormous and intimidating ghost. Unaware that the same ghost is haunting her, Hana accompanies Miko, unknowingly utilizing her life force aura to consume smaller ghosts. Along their journey, they encounter a young boy whose dog has escaped into an abandoned building. Compassionately, Hana agrees to assist in finding the lost dog. Eventually, they succeed in locating the dog and reuniting it with the boy. However, the ghost trailing Hana has consumed numerous spirits, resulting in a grotesque mutation by the time they reunite with Miko. In an attempt to find a solution, Miko leads Hana to Mike Sudani Shrine, hoping to discover a way to rid themselves of the haunting presence. They offer a prayer at the shrine, with Miko fervently wishing for the ghost to be expelled. In response, a pair of shrine maiden spirits and a colossal entity manifest, obliterating the ghost. Before vanishing, the larger spirit cryptically utters the words 3 times to Miko, leaving her uncertain about their significance. Yuria, still haunted by the memory of Miko's humiliation, vows to seek revenge against her perceived rival. When Hana's photo of herself and Miko at the shrine gains numerous likes on social media, it inspires Hana to take up photography as a new hobby. Recognizing this opportunity, Yuria suggests a photo shoot in a picturesque mountain location. During their journey, Yuria discloses that they must pass through a haunted tunnel to reach the spot. As expected, the tunnel teems with low-level ghosts, which Yuria hopes will compel Miko to admit her ability to see them. However, unbeknownst to Yuria, a higher-level ghost appears and begins devouring the others. Yuria believes that Miko effortlessly banishes the ghosts from her perspective. While Yuria continues to seek Miko's attention, the powerful ghost becomes drawn to them. Fortunately, the shrine spirit maidens intervene, driving away the ghost and granting Miko, Yuria, and Hana the chance to escape the tunnel. On the journey back, Hana captures a photo of all three friends and shares it with Miko and Yuria, accepting Yuria as her new friend. Yuria, who has always been an outsider, is deeply moved by Hana's kindness. While enjoying bread from a local bakery, Yuria ponders why so many ghosts gathered in the tunnel. It's then she notices a small ghost clinging to Hana's leg, which is harmed by Hana's aura, leading Yuria to deduce the reason. Just as Yuria is about to inform Hana, she misinterprets Miko's actions as a threat, believing Miko is warning her not to reveal the truth, causing her to feel intimidated. Miko and Kyosuke venture out to shop for a birthday gift for their mother. Despite being accompanied by a persistent ghost, they manage to select a set of matching mugs as the present. While on the train ride back, Miko witnesses a ghost wielding an axe attacking passengers, although the weapon passes harmlessly through them. However, Miko is terrified when she sees the axe ghost assault and capture another ghost inside a person seated next to her. Though Miko manages to avoid reacting outwardly, she becomes so frightened that she wets herself and has to disembark the train early. Later, Miko and Hana assist their teacher in packing as she prepares to take maternity leave. During this time, Miko notices a ghost apparently haunting her teachers. Woman learns that her teacher had a previous pregnancy that ended in the child's demise. It dawns on Miko that the ghost is the spirit of the deceased child who has returned to safeguard their sibling. That night, Miko contemplates her ability to see ghosts and ponders whether she should assist or confront them. Ultimately, she decides to continue ignoring them when she encounters a repugnant ghost near a vending machine. The following day, the substitute teacher for Miko's class arrives, and Miko is horrified to discover that it is Zen Tano, the man haunted by malevolent cat spirits whom she had seen before. Meanwhile, the scarred man is still caring for his newly adopted cat and commemorates his wedding anniversary in honor of his late wife. In her attempt to evade Zen and the ghosts that torment him, Miko unintentionally stumbles upon Yuria eating alone in the restroom. Realizing that a sizable ghost haunts the bathroom, Miko advises Yuria to refrain from eating there, and Hana proposes that Yuria join them for lunch instead. Determined to keep a close watch on Zen, Miko is suddenly confronted by a formidable female ghost who warns her against looking at him. The three girls then decide to participate in a haunted house event with the hope of winning a complimentary box of donuts. Initially unaffected by the conventional scares within the haunted house, Miko has a realization that this attraction provides a space where she can openly express fear without attracting the attention of ghosts. Experiencing a moment of catharsis, Miko's mood significantly improves as she is able to release her pent-up feelings of fear. On their way back home, the girls pass by Mitsu's closed shop and ponder about her current activities. Meanwhile, in the countryside, Mitsu has taken up farming to assist her family. Zen is informed by his neighbor that there have been reports of someone ruthlessly killing cats in their neighborhood. Subsequently, he proceeds to school and commences his teaching duties. However, Miko finds it increasingly challenging to concentrate in class due to the presence of a large female ghost haunting Zen, issuing a warning to everyone not to gaze at him. When Hana begins to feel lightheaded from hunger, Miko seizes the opportunity to escort her to the infirmary under the guise of needing a break from the classroom. Nevertheless, Miko starts to ponder whether the ghosts haunting Zen are affecting Hana's life energy, which could explain her heightened appetite. While accompanying Hana at a park, Miko unintentionally draws the attention of a malevolent ghost disguising itself as a human child. The ghost proceeds to attack Miko, but it is swiftly vanquished by the shrine maiden spirits. Miko then realizes that the words spoken by the shrine spirits 3 times indicated that they would only protect her on 3 occasions. Unbeknownst to her, she has already unknowingly invoked their assistance twice, leaving her with just one more opportunity to seek their protection. Later that night, a man approaches a cat with malicious intent, but his actions are thwarted when a pair of students happen to pass by, forcing him to retreat. Through a flashback, it is revealed that Zen had an excessively controlling mother during his childhood. In the present, Miko covertly trails Zen, aiming to gather evidence of his wrongdoing in order to have him expelled from school. While observing Zen, she witnesses him come across a kitten, and out of concern that he may harm it, she intervenes and takes the kitten away from him. Unfortunately, as she attempts to flee, the kitten slips from her grasp and darts onto the road. Without hesitation, Zen plunges in to rescue the kitten but ends up being struck by a car. Another flashback depicts a young Zen secretly adopting a stray kitten only to have his mother discover it and cruelly end its life, causing further trauma for Zen. In the hospital, Zen confides in Miko, revealing that he has been searching for a culprit responsible for attacking cats. Shortly after, Zen's friend Satoru arrives and enlightens Miko about Zen's troubled family background. It dawns on her that the ghost haunting Zen is none other than the spirit of his deceased mother. Miko deliberately provokes the ghost to attack her, leading the shrine maiden spirits to intervene and vanquish her, utilizing Miko's final chance for their protection. Once the ghost of Zen's mother is eradicated, Zen experiences a sense of relief as he is no longer haunted by her presence. He begins to release his old burdens and guilt, leading to the purification of the cat spirits surrounding him. The spirits, including his former pet kitten, peacefully pass away. Miko arranges for Zen to adopt the rescued kitten, bringing them both joy and companionship. Later, Zen successfully intercepts the individual responsible for attacking the cats, rendering him unconscious using a taser. However, the man's ultimate fate remains uncertain, with the police circulating a missing persons poster for him. In the countryside, Mitsu is taken aback when she receives an anonymous sender's photograph depicting Miko and Hana at the shrine. Meanwhile, at school, Miko conceives the idea of expressing her gratitude to the shrine spirit for its assistance. She embarks on a journey to the shrine to make an offering. However, this action appears to infuriate the shrine spirit, which then takes on a menacing form, seemingly intent on devouring her. Miko abruptly awakens in her bed, realizing that her shrine visit was merely a nightmare. Despite the lingering mystery surrounding her newfound ability to see ghosts, Miko proceeds with her day, having grown accustomed to their presence, and choosing to ignore them. Nonetheless, as she walks home accompanied by Hana and Yuria, the shrine spirit and shrine maidens can be observed covertly following Miko, their intentions unclear.
I hope you liked the recap. If so, don't forget to subscribe and like it. I hope you liked the recap. If so, don't forget to subscribe and like it.